Looking at you.
LAWorld is a best friends network that allows its members to be able to serve its clients around the world. It's comprised of leading attorneys in their local jurisdictions who have true expertise.
LAWorld is a vehicle for me and my colleagues to work together with lawyers from all over the world. It helps us bridge not just the legal differences that we face when we do cross-border work, but the cultural differences as well.
The relationship among the lawyers is not that of distant professionals, but a very closely knitted group of lawyers that support one another in business, in practice development, and very important, in friendship. As such, LAWorld has a very, very unique culture, which I don't think any other legal network has succeeded in as yet.
Well, LAWorld is a very special organization, network of lawyers who knows each other on a personal level, which helps a lot in establishing reliability and good contacts, and also a very smooth way of cooperating with each other in international work. So that helps a lot, that personal touch, that knowing each other on a personal basis helps a lot, so we can be very efficient because of that.
LAWorld was like a family, a big family. It's more than a business relationship. It was more like friends, and every time we communicate with other members, and they are helpful, friendly, and really take seriously on our requests and demands.
So it works perfectly. It's actually as having a lawyer within your own law firm.
LAWorld is a wonderful worldwide association of lawyers that has brought a lot of good things to each member and to each country belonging.
LAWorld is a perfect network for smaller and mid-sized law firms. Sweden is a pretty small country, but you feel that you belong to something bigger, a bigger chain that goes all around the world. That's amazing.
So NextGen is LAWorld's forum for young lawyers, which tends to mean lawyers under 40. We range from associates who've been identified as sort of great prospects at their firms through to junior partners. The point of it is to let junior lawyers sort of build a referral network of their own and gradually to become full members of LAWorld and take over the mantle.
Our firm, Maynard Nexen, has sent a few referrals to our Germany-based partner, as well as to our partner in the Czech Republic. What we have seen is that the NextGen member may contact the other NextGen member, and then we can get the main delegate involved if it requires someone who has more senior expertise. But what we have been able to do is at least start the conversation between the referrals between those who are more junior in their career, and not relying solely on referrals from our more senior attorneys in the main delegation.
Ready?
At you.
I think the real value of LAWorld to our firm is that we can provide very easily and quick access for our clients to other jurisdictions, and it's trusted relationships, so we know that the answers and the information that we get and the help that we get is actually very valuable and trustworthy for us and our clients.
Nuestra vinculación a LAWorld ha significado varias cosas. Yo quisiera poner de presente primero algo distinto al derecho, que ha sido la posibilidad de tener grandes amigos de muchísimas partes del mundo y tener la oportunidad de reencontrarse. Desde el punto de vista profesional,
I like what it creates, what LAWorld creates in terms of trust, in terms of friendship, camaraderie. It's a family. In the last 10 years, it's been very useful in terms of exposure to best practices and the trends in legal practice. It's been good.
As more and more companies from China do investment and M&A globally, so we can work closer with the members of LAWorld and together to help our clients to satisfy their requirements of Go Global. And secondly, we also can help the clients of the LAWorld, the members, to set up business or carry out some business or deal with the matters or disputes in China.
Well, the fact that we can make referrals, also get referrals from other firms, and learn with other colleagues, exchange experiences, basically that.
Well, I think LAWorld is the best platform to do business and to meet friends, which is quite unusual, I think, in our business. And having these meetings every year with our friends from around the world is actually the best opportunity to develop your business further, make up contacts in order to serve our clients to the best when you have certain questions around the world.
Our firm has been a member of LAWorld for approximately 15 years. I've been coming to LAWorld meetings myself since 2011. It's been very nice to reconnect with a lot of LAWorld members who I don't get to see as often as I would like, especially after not having general meetings for a couple of years due to the pandemic. And it's also been really nice to meet the new members that we've got coming in this year and some of the next gen members who are attending their first general meeting.
We're strongly believers in the power of personal connection with other lawyers. LAWorld has been pivotal for our success, for an international success. The other lawyers we know always on a personal basis, and we're able to work with them seamlessly.
I'm really impressed by the warmth and the professionalism of the people involved.
We are the member of the LAWorld Association since 2010, so we are altogether 13 years now. We love to be part of that friendly relationship and network, and we have a lot of referral works inbound and outbound as well.
It has brought work, it has brought new friends, and it has also brought me to beautiful places. Meeting interesting people, different cultures. It broadened my mind.
International networks for firms our size give us the ability to compete with the larger firms who've got a footprint in every jurisdiction. So you have two choices. The bigger firms have the massive overheads where they've got offices everywhere and they employ everybody. What we've got is access to individual specialists who are domestic in those jurisdictions, and therefore the ability to call on real local knowledge. And I think that's the nature, and that's the wonderful advantage that networks like LAWorld give us.
I've been dealing with LAWorld for a few years now. I find it incredibly relaxed. The people are very approachable. They're very easy to talk to and exchange sensible anecdotes and sensible case references with. And I think it's a network that is highly professional and extremely well organized.
LAWorld gives us an ability to contact some of the leading minds across the world in the legal sphere. People that I would not dream of meeting elsewhere, that I can put a face to a name and I can break bread with them and get to know them on a personal level.
For me, I think it enriches your experience as a lawyer to have access to lawyers all over the world and the camaraderie that comes with being a LAWorld member.
LAWorld is a very friendly network, so it's very useful to meet people and then to be able to refer matters safely to them. Knowing each other, it's really improved the relationship from this perspective, yes.
By far the most important benefit is that I can find lawyers around the world who will answer my cell phone calls.
We are very happy to be part of LAWorld Association. Why? Because our clients are from different jurisdictions and we solve cross-border transactions, so we need support from our colleagues from other jurisdictions. So we very appreciate the collaboration, and during the last 10 years experience with LAWorld, we have developed a lot of cooperations, so we are quite tight with the law firms surrounding our country. And this collaboration is successful.
Okay, the value for our law firm is certainly that I am now a member of LAWorld for 16 years. And we are a much more international law firm today than we have been before, because It expands then over time more and more. And we make today more than 20% of our turnover internationally, and most of it is from LAWorld.
The main thing about LAWorld is relationship, apart from referrals. So I believe that meeting everybody at least once a year, has strengthened our relationship, and not just as colleagues, but as friends.
Being member of LAWorld gives me the possibility to offer my clients all kind of contacts and law firms if they have business abroad.
To develop trust and confidence with other members of LAWorld. It's absolutely fundamental for me to really know personally the members of LAWorld and develop affinities that I can sell to my clients and give them trust and confidence in my job and in my activities and my services.
Tenemos extraordinarios colegas en las jurisdicciones que conforman esta red, con la gran ventaja de tener un trato personalizado para nuestros clientes, a quienes nosotros referimos servicios en distintas jurisdicciones, con la ventaja que los principales abogados de esas firmas dan un trato directo y mantienen una relación conexa con el estudio de nosotros, y lo mismo ocurre al tiempo que hemos recibido la referencia de clientes para atender en Ecuador.
Friendships, really. That's what I'm finding. Some really close bonds. On the back of that, hopefully some opportunities to work together in the future, especially as the world gets smaller and smaller. Australia is not so far removed from everything.
Yeah, LAWorld is always a great possibility to meet friends from all over the world with the same profession, and to see each other from time to time is, like, for the daily business, very fruitful, and so I really appreciate it to be here.
Okay, can I repeat?
Okay, same thing. My longtime client called me up and said, Charlie, we have an issue. We've been sued in arbitration. The arbitration is in Switzerland. And I said, that's not going to be a problem. I'm going to call Julia, who is someone who I know very well. I've met her and I've known her for many years, and I trust her, and she'll be able to help work with us on this case. Because being from America, my client being an American company, we were not familiar with the specifics of the Swiss law and procedures, especially in this very specific forum. And thankfully, once we called Julia, she and her partners were able to help us out. They had prior experience in that particular forum, were able to guide me and, more importantly, the client through the process, so we could successfully navigate and come out with a very successful result in this arbitration.
We were referred an Italian yacht manufacturer from the LAWorld firm in Milan, Italy. Then there spawned some lawsuits elsewhere in the United States, in Los Angeles, in Texas, and in New York. So then we were able to take that client that we received from the Italian member and bring in LAWorld members from California, Texas, and New York to help handle those lawsuits. So it was tremendously rewarding to have those contacts in place, and there was seamless work that could be done between the law firms.
I do know another LAWorld member, Herman, through the IBA, and I asked Herman a few years ago if he had a Swedish lawyer that he would recommend, and he recommended Johan's firm, and we recommended them to one of our clients, and now we realised last night at dinner that we both work for the same client.
So we have a lot of work with a great Irish company named, and we found that out yesterday.
We have a client who's in the recycling business. So they were on a business trip in the US, and then in early morning hours I received an email that we have a business negotiation in a few hours and we need a lawyer to support us. So what I did, I sent an email to my LAWorld colleague in the region, and he was actually present in that meeting a few hours later. So that was quite impressive to the client, and I think it shows the power of the network.
We have 2 or 3 big M&A transactions coming from the UK, from Germany. Those are big matters. We are working for several months on them. And also we have outbound some really big transactions, lastly to the Slovak and the Czech colleagues.
The thing about LAWorld is that you know everyone personally from the conferences, so you can literally just pick up the phone as if you had an office wherever you are in the world. So I know actually your colleagues in the Carolinas, they are great IP lawyers. So it's amazing when someone talks to you about a sort of digital media product here in the UK, you can just pick the phone up and before you know it, you're talking to an American patent specialist as if they were sitting in the same office as you. It's incredible. We did a deal last year, which was all under Dutch law. Couldn't have serviced it out of London on our own, but because we're in LAWorld, because we have NextGen, you can pick up the phone, you have a Dutch software lawyer specialist who can just co-work the deal with you. It's invaluable.
I have a client who is a cosmetics marketer with an international base. She wanted to set up a company in Turkey to service Eastern Europe, as well as a company in Italy to service both the manufacturing of her product and distribution of her product throughout Western Europe.
Yeah, it was a very united effort really. Andy supported us with the documentation and feedback, whatever data we needed in order to do it very fastly, very efficiently. And then we opened it and we knew the client through Andy, how she expected. That was very important, to know the expectation of the client.
The benefit of our friendship and being partners of LAWorld has been that we were able to get a feeling of how the client would interact with us. The client is a very brilliant person, but is very tough. So having been introduced also from Andy to these personal features helped in being able to interact with the client.
Our firm, over a period of perhaps the last 10 years or so, has cooperated and worked with the Zhonghao law firm in China on a number of matters relating to U.S. law. Well, our initial meeting was through LAWorld. So LAWorld brought us together, and that in fact is one of the major advantages of the LAWorld network, that you get the opportunity to meet people, business partners and allies from all over the world that you would otherwise not meet. We followed up that meeting with visits that Eagle arranged in Chongqing, seminars, business seminars in which our firm participated, which led, of course, to more relationships, deeper relationships with our firm, and over time led to business referrals back and forth from our firms.
Most of my clients are either international companies or international law firms that refer work into the U.S. or U.S. companies that are looking to protect their IP overseas. So this organization is extremely valuable to build a network of trusted associates outside the United States and sometimes even within the United States. There are other members of LAWorld in the U.S. where we don't have offices, or maybe they're specifically suited for the task and we don't have someone in-house. So I've used LAWorld members probably in 15 countries and even within my own, because the expertise is unparalleled.
We had some nice cases with the US firms where we had cross-border M&A transactions and restructuring proceedings, and it was very helpful to have the direct contacts in place so they could take care immediately, because when you work together a lot and you know the people in person, you're being helped in the way that you actually would like to see it.